You are now watching Sacred Seat TV. Cyclesynching. If you're anything like me, you've seen the videos across your timeline. Funny videos expressing an exaggerated monthly experience for a woman, playfully laughing during their follicular and ovulatory phases, and depressed and sad during the menstrual phase. But what does it all mean? In this video, I'll break it down for you. Menstruation, also known as the winter phase, is the time of month, mostly known as the period, or the time of the month when we have our menses. This is the beginning of the 28-day cycle, where a woman's hormones, mood, and other internal functions express themselves in different ways throughout the month. This phase usually lasts about 3 to 7 days. Once this is over, we move to the internal spring phase or follicular phase. This phase usually overlaps with menstruation and continues onward. It usually lasts about 7 or 8 days and is a time when estrogen levels increase until they peak during the internal summer or ovulation day, which usually lasts about 1 day. The luteal phase or internal fall is up next. This phase usually lasts about 2 weeks, where progesterone rises and prepares the uterine lining for an egg implantation. Today, I'll focus more on suggestions provided online for ways to live life in sync with your natural rhythm. That being activities you can do and foods you can eat during each phase. But for now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. This study investigated how dietary intake changes across the menstrual cycle in healthy, premenopausal women. Researchers followed 259 women, tracking their food intake and cravings. They found that protein intake was highest during the mid-luteal phase. Also, cravings for chocolate, sweets, and salty foods significantly increased during the late luteal phase. In conclusion, the study suggests that a woman's menstrual cycle phase can affect her dietary needs and cravings. If you'd like to review this study, I have left a link below in the description box. Feel free to check it out. During the winter or menstrual phase, we should concentrate our efforts on self-care and relaxing activities to pour back into ourselves that which we may have lost. If you can control it, you should prioritize self-reflection and spending time with yourself. This is your monthly report card. Take note of how your body feels and your flow during this time. It should assist you with things that you can do to improve it during the next month. Your diet should consist of foods rich in iron due to blood loss, vitamin C, which assists with the absorption of iron, and omega-3 fatty acids, which aid in reducing inflammation and cramps. During this time, you should eat foods like cruciferous vegetables, beans, leafy greens, berries, citrus fruits, pineapples, salmon, nuts, seaweed, and quinoa. During the internal spring or follicular phase, we should focus on social activities, being social and planning events with our friend group. We should focus our diet on foods that support estrogen balance. You'll need foods that will balance your hormones because estrogen levels are rising and you don't want them to get out of control. You'll also need foods high in complex carbohydrates to sustain energy and fermented foods to promote gut health. During this time, you should eat foods like cruciferous vegetables, beans, leafy greens, root vegetables, sweet potatoes, quinoa, brown rice, buckwheat, okra, oatmeal, kimchi, pickles, yogurt, sauerkraut, kefir, and kombucha. During the summer phase, estrogen is at its highest and often peaks. During this time of your cycle, We should focus on activities that foster creativity, physical activity, and enjoying the outdoors. Our diet should again be focused on balancing estrogen and hormones in general, as the next phase will involve a drastic shift. During this phase, we can eat things like squash, pumpkin, root vegetables, pears, kidney beans, lentils, pumpkin seeds, buckwheat, spinach, zucchini, prunes, bananas, and apples. The internal fall phase, also known as the luteal phase, is the phase of the cycle where estrogen falls and progesterone rises. During this time, your energy may decrease, causing fatigue. Your focus again should be on self care and prioritizing rest. Consider warm baths and yoga. You should eat foods rich in complex carbohydrates and fiber to manage cravings and mood swings, and magnesium rich foods to reduce PMS symptoms. Your diet should consist of the same type of foods that you ate during the winter phase: cruciferous vegetables, wheat, barley, tomatoes, onions, carrots, green beans, chickpeas, grapefruits, Brazil nuts, chia seeds, chard, lima beans, and dark chocolate. Well, that concludes my video here today. If you stayed this far, thank you so much for your support. Leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe. It's free. Thanks again for watching Sacred Seat TV.